told me I had the heart of a 37-year-old man. They told me that after my heart transplant surgery. If you're a smoker, here are some tips in case that happens to you. First, you have to quit smoking before you can be on a list for a transplant. So quit now and never feel sorry for yourself. I don't. I only feel sorry for that 37-year-old man.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit line, 1-800-QUIT NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Nebraska Broadcasters Association on this station.
This is the Teammates Mentoring Hour, coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studio and online at theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome into Ticket Weeknights. This is Teammates Mentoring Hour. I am Harrison Arns running the board. We have special guests in here, Tracy and Dean Way, as well as Audrey as well, all involved with teammates. So again, if you guys want to join the conversation, Starter Haven text line 402-464-5685. Like I said, it's a full show ahead going all the way up until 7 o'clock. And if you want to put a face to the voice, we're also streaming on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch as well. So multiple ways you guys can catch the show. And join along the conversation. Roads are slick today as well. Definitely drive safe. And luckily, people made it here today, and no fender benders to be had. How are you guys doing today?
Great, thanks.
Doing well, thanks.
Excellent.
Absolutely. And if you guys just want to pull the mics a little bit closer to whatever's comfortable for you, that way we can get all situated here. But I'll go ahead and start with you, Audrey. You're a big part of the process. I know when it comes to matching their mentors and mentees. And obviously, we'll dive into Dean and Tracy here because they've been a part of that for a long time and had multiple mentees. So with your role, when it comes to matching your mentors and mentees, it seems like there's been a lot of success stories with how many people continue to find, once their mentee graduates, they go back and they find another mentee and that process starts all over again. So when you're doing that role, what are we all looking at and kind of how do you start that process?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I think a lot of people who are thinking about becoming teammates have that question. So I'm glad you asked it. And so it's a really simple process once you apply and go through training, and then we have what's called a preference form, and that is filled out. It tells us all of your interests. So if you like hip hop, if you like to play pickleball, anything like that, anything that makes you you, we want to know that, and that helps us to find a really good match for you. And so we actually have people at every building that make the matches with the mentees, and they know their students really well. They know the interests that the students have. And so it's just, they can make a really solid match. And because of that, we do have a lot of mentors that return to those same facilitators. They built a relationship. They have a relationship with the school. Sometimes we have past teachers who want to go back to that school because that's where they taught, which I know is Tracy's story. But yeah, so we're pretty open. Sometimes mentors are like, hey, I really want to start with elementary. I love the idea of growing with them for 10 years. And sometimes they're like, give me a sophomore in high school, and we can make both of those things happen. So it's pretty flexible. We just really want to make the best fit for the mentor and also find the best mentor for the student.
And just out of curiosity, you said there's sometimes people like starting the process early and some people maybe a little later for the mentee. What's that normal age group? Where do you have the most amount of mentees wanting to find a mentor?
Oh, that's a really good question. I mean, we really have it all over the board. I will say I personally love mentoring at middle school, and I always try to get a ton of mentors in the middle school
It's a tough time for a lot of people.
Right, exactly. And I feel like you have matches that are just, students that are just getting a mentor for the first time, and you have students that maybe, especially with college students, they graduate after 4 years, and then they move, and then that student doesn't have their mentor anymore. And so I think you have kind of both ends in middle school, but I also think it's a time where you're really figuring yourself out. And what better time to have a mentor to be able to have those conversations with and help explore your identity and strengths.
Absolutely. So I kind of want to switch the conversation here a little bit, and I'll go to you, Tracy. So you started in 2012. You've been in it now for over 10 years. So what was that first step? Where did you hear about teammates, whether word of mouth or maybe you heard an ad right here on 93.7 The Ticket? Where did you kind of first hear about teammates, and then what was it that stuck out that made you want to participate in it as well?
Well, my husband not my husband at the well, yeah, we were married at that time, but you told me about teammates before we got married, and I had a student who had a really hard family situation,
Hmm.
and I said I want to be her teammate because we had connected, and she ended up transferring schools, and I'd done all the paperwork, and they said, "Well, would you like to be a teammate still to somebody else?" And I said, "Sure, why not?" And so then I've been doing it ever since, and it was just it's been a fun experience, and every match is a little different. But
Yeah, and I
um,
even heard that one of your mentees has also become a teammate's mentor now as well.
I didn't know that.
So
Okay.
there's a little bit of confusion.
Okay.
There's two people that have very, very similar names that happen to be the same age.
Oh, no
One of them is
way.
a mentor and one of them is your previous mentee.
Oh,
Emily and I, so Emily is in our office. You've heard her on the ticket before. She and I were trying to figure out this riddle. So it is not, in fact, your
Okay,
young
just the
lady.
name situation going on there.
It's the weirdest thing, but yes, we thought it was the same because it was so close, but
Well,
not
nonetheless,
yet.
that is a pattern that you see quite a bit, right? Don't you? Do you see mentees, oftentimes try to become mentors later down the road?
Oh yeah. So we actually do scholarships during a student's senior year,
Mhm.
and one of the questions is, how has teammates impacted your life, and what do you hope to give back in the future? And we always have students that say, "I would love to be a mentor for a young person because the impact it made on me, I want to be that impact on someone else." And so we do see previous mentees that become mentors, and they're fabulous at it.
Yeah, I'd imagine you know the ropes a little bit at
Yeah,
that point as well.
kind of got the drill down.
So Dean, I'll kind of switch back to you. Since it seems like Tracy kind of got started as a result of you being, involved in teammates. You've been involved since 2004. What was how'd you hear about it, and what made you want to get involved?
Well, I had heard about it through, Coach Osborne, I guess. Uh, where I went to church, he does also, and he spoke about it quite a bit. And I thought about it, but I never really did it
Mhm.
until my first wife, passed away, and I had two boys, and my 11-year-old. One day we were sitting in church, and and hearing a presentation about teammates, and he looked at me and he said, "Okay, what's your excuse now?" He says, "You really don't have any. Why can't you do it? You don't really have any excuses, do you?" And I said, "Chris, I guess you're right." So um, that's how I started,
Mhm.
and so that was, like you said, 2004, and I've had been doing it ever since. So I had about a year and a half break in there after my first mentee, but that's the only kind of downtime I've had.
Okay, and then after that year and a half, what was it that you're like, okay, I'm ready to get back into this?
It was just, my the first mentee I had, we got matched in middle school, and we were together for about 3 years, and then he moved away, and it was a combination of my job pressures and things that I kind of decided to take a step back, and then I kind of missed it, and it made sense for me to get back into it, I thought. So
Absolutely, it's cool that you had Osborne. I'm always, kind of astonished. It feels like Teammates has been around forever, but you kind of go back and you realize that it used to be just, the athletes at the time, and then it just keep branching out, and now you have people. I think last week someone had been doing it for 24 years. I mean, we just have some people just really dedicated, and then you two combined have about almost 10 mentees under your belt alone, and you just have no idea, what kind of influence they're going to have in the future. So I'll kind of switch back to you, Audrey, because
Yeah.
when being a mentor, there's a lot of trepidation for people. They feel like they're going to have to maybe help the kid with the homework, maybe do all these things. So what are you really asking from the mentors?
Another great question. So one of the things you learn in training is that mentors don't have to be great at fifth grade math. They don't know how to do they don't have to know how to do chemistry and whatever. And if they like to do those things, great. We can find you a
Mhm.
mentee that does as well. But you are not their tutor. You are not their teacher. That's what the school staff is there for. The school staff is there to take care of academics. You're there to listen. You're there to enjoy yourself, play a game, learn a new basketball trick, like there's so many things you can learn. But because of that undivided attention, because of that listening ear, that trusting relationship, we see academic improvement. So I think sometimes people get confused and think, oh, well, teammates are coming in and they're improving grades, so we must be like tutors. No, we come in just by being a person in their life, a consistent person in their life, and that enhances their academic achievements. So better grades, better attendance, less discipline referrals, and just greater hope. That's my biggest takeaway from mentoring is the hope that you can build in a student is huge.
Yeah, and like you said, I definitely agree with earlier at the beginning. You said those middle schoolers. Like I just remember going to middle school. You looked at my hair the wrong way. I might go cry in the bathroom for a little bit. It's like middle school age, you're going through so much. To have those mentees or mentors there, it makes such a huge difference. So, is there any? Because you're part of the matchmaking process, and I imagine a big part of that is identifying people of maybe even diversity, male, female, just simple things. Are there any groups that you're really lacking in that we could use?
Men. If I could grow a tree that like grew male mentors, we'd be set because then I could pluck it off, send it to all the schools. I would say every school has a male student that needs a mentor. We do match female to female, male to male, and kind of understandably so, we get a lot more females than we do males. But there are so many male students that either don't have a male figure in their life and they really could benefit from having that person in their life, or maybe they just have these skills they want to develop that they don't talk about a lot at home, or someone that can show them the path. And when you have that male to male connection, it's just different than when you have a mom coming in or her grandma coming in.
Yeah, because you want to see yourself in the mentor, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Like if that's your mentor, you maybe you hope there's something to inspire that you can be on the same page on. And if it's simple as just being another guy, guys just can relate to each other, or girls can relate to each other in different ways.
Well, and so I mean, as you're bringing that up, another big population that we need is we need mentors of color. Like I have a student waiting over at Wysong who dad is not the same race as him.
Mhm.
And so the student really wants a mentor of color. There's things that he can talk about with that mentor that they can't have that same conversation with his dad just because of race. And so I think there's a big number of students on our wait list that would really benefit to have a mentor that was Native American, Hispanic, African American, just to relate with them on the culture and on their background.
Absolutely. So males and then people of diversity as well. So again, if you guys want to join the conversation, Sartor Hamann text line 402-464-5685. And I tell you what, if you even send a screenshot that you're on the Teammates website, which is, where can they find you?
LincolnTeammates.org.
LincolnTeammates.org. If you send a screenshot that you're signing up or even just asking questions, I'm sure DP will throw a t-shirt in there for you as well. Because there's no problem as having too many mentors. It's always a good thing, as DP always said. So I'll kind of switch it back to Dean and Tracy here. So those first teammate that you had, that very first mentee, was there any trepidation on those first few meetings when you're trying to figure? I mean, you mentioned, were they both young when you guys both started?
No, my mentee, I think, was a sophomore.
Sophomore, okay.
And she, said, "Oh, I want to learn how to knit." And it's just like, I'm going, I teach sewing and I'm not good at knitting or crocheting. And sad to say, as a FCS teacher, but anyway, I can't do it very well. And it was just like, and I went, okay, well, we'll try to learn this together. And then we played for a while, and she goes, yeah, that's okay. And I was just like, because but it's just one of those things. I think you get more and more at ease once you've built that relationship with him. But that a first meeting, it's just kind of like, oh, what are their interests and what really concerns them, but it's just fun, get to catch up with them. And I remember one of my teammates was just like, I felt like she listened to me just as much as I listened to her, because there were just a lot of things going on at that time. And I went, oh, wow, you're just a great friend to have.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's just fun when you get to that point that you can really have that in-depth conversation with them.
And then how long does that you usually take? I imagine there's kind of a timetable For every kid's a little different, but I know most kids are not going to trust you day one. It takes a little bit to
Right.
open up. So how far along the road those conversations really start to happen? Not that you're forcing them by any means, but organically.
I think it just depends on what the kid's going through, and sometimes they open up to you sooner because they're going through a lot, and
Mhm.
you're just like, "Oh, here's a trusted adult that I can talk to." But, and it might depend, like, in that particular teammate's situation, I had that student as a teacher, as she was one of my students, and so I had already built rapport, and we already kinda knew each other coming into it, and then when we became teammates, it was just, like, a lot faster
Mhm.
movement, because we have that prior relationship, but it does take time. It's like you don't meet a stranger on the street and start telling them, unless they're gonna think you're kinda weird if you start talking, "These are all my issues." Oh, let me push that elevator button a little faster because I don't want to have this in-depth conversation. So,
Absolutely. So then, Dean, what about you? Go back to 2004. Osborne has had a great pitch. You're convinced. You're sold. So, what was that first meeting with your mentee like?
I'd like to know what Dean looked like in 2004.
My hair probably wasn't white, um, but you know, um, I remember my mentee well. I don't remember our first meeting extremely well, but
Even just a great early memory that you may have from him.
yeah, I think well, he had a really good sense of
Mhm.
humor, and he kind of liked to think of himself as a class clown type. So I, I only recall, after meeting with him 2 or 3 times, he seemed to feel pretty comfortable with me, and vice versa. And we played games a lot. Battleship was one I remember. He liked to play Battleship, so we played many a game of Battleship
Yeah.
in the library.
Can't
So,
beat the classics, right? I hear that
right.
one a lot. Even what's the other one? I can't believe Connect Four. There you go. There's
Oh,
the other
Connect, yeah, for
oh,
sure.
just the classics. Those are always huge ones.
Uno is huge
Yep.
too. Like I see so many matches playing Uno that have been together for 5, 6 upwards years. And I say, "Oh, so is Uno your favorite, or is there other games you've tried?" Nope, we always come back to Uno, like just the classic, and it's fun.
I might not try that on day one because that game can get pretty violent. You start getting +4 cards, over and over again.
Well,
My
it
turn.
depends if you play Killer Uno where you stack them, because then it's pretty cutthroat.
Oh my goodness, it sounds cutthroat. So before we go to break here, I know teammates they have ideas for things that mentors and mentees can do. So do you have anything coming up right now, or even events in the past that have gone really well for you guys?
Yeah, we have a lot of things coming up. Actually, this spring is loaded. We always have activity ideas on our website. Every month we do a community service project. So there's lots of activity ideas right there at fingertips. But then twice a year we also do what are called connection academies. And so it's a time after school, but at a school location like a district office or
Mhm.
something like that, where mentors and mentees can come in and learn activity ideas. They can get a meal and just kind of be outside of that normal school day, mix it up a little bit, meet other matches. So we have one of those coming up on March 2nd. That'll be really fun, partnering with different community agencies like Make It Take It and Hobbytown and just great partners like that. And then we also have our first ever community service project event coming up on the 15th of April, which is for matches to come together and actually work on service projects all together with other teammates rather than us sending it to the school like we do every month. This is taking the place of that in April and should be fun. We're going to make like dog biscuits and tie blankets and things that our office can't easily send to the schools. We're going to do all of that together in that space. So just matches having fun and doing good for the community.
Absolutely. And we got to go through the break here. But like she said, you can see all the events these guys throw and put together. You also have to remember that, they fund themselves. So again, LincolnTeammates.org, if you guys really appreciate, what they do, the community here and here every Wednesday, the great work that they do, but it's a lot and they have to push this thing forward. But they have to come up, with the money themselves at the same time. So there's a lot of ways to help these guys out. And they do a lot of great work. in this community, and you can see it continue to grow. So we'll throw it to break here. But again, I'm Harrison Arns. We're here with Dean and Tracy Way and Audrey as well. We'll be back on 93.7 The Ticket, Teammates Mentoring Hour, right after this break.
Don't go anywhere. More of the Teammates Mentoring Hour is minutes away on The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. Going to Class E State Wrestling, Lincoln East would finish second as a team behind Millard South. Switching to girls basketball, the Class A sub-districts are set. Lincoln High, 21-1, will have a bye and will play the winner of Omaha Hood and Grand Island. Lincoln Northeast, 13-10, will face off against Omaha Benson, 10-10. Lincoln Pies, the 10, 17-5 record, will play Columbus with an 8-15 record. Lincoln East, 17-5, will play up Westview, 10-12. All games will take place on Tuesday, February 22nd, and the championship round of sub-districts will take place on Friday, February 24th. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at Southeast.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial, residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're lasting an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today, 402-980-5273, or go to MWRbuildingandfence.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. Now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Spring sports are here, and it's time to upgrade your equipment. Don't go rushing to your big box store. Against to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports, 48th and Vine.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC in Louisville. As we roll into the year, we continue to get plenty of new 2023 inventory and have a great selection of used vehicles. And we don't have what you want, we can put a new vehicle order in for you. We also have 2.9% financing right now on select GMC new models. So stop on in and make that short drive to Louisville. Check us out online at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is 24/7 support. Call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Meeting your goal of having a healthy diet has never been easier than with the Menu Home Healthy Living subscription. Chef-inspired meals that are health conscious and delivered right to your door every week. All you have to do is eat and eat. We offer delicious entrees, gluten-free pastas, fresh rice bowls, soups, salads, and more. Build your own package as a subscription to receive meals every week, designed to help you meet your dietary goals. Order your custom healthy meal package today at menuathome.net.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build your career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new roles in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Winter weather advisory will be in effect as cold air moving into the region, brought in by north winds gusting over 40. Temperatures will fall to around 20 by later this afternoon, with areas of freezing drizzle changing over to light snow by late this afternoon into tonight. Will drop to 5 for the overnight low. I'm meteorologist 7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is the Teammates Mentoring Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. This is the Teammates Mentoring Hour. I am Harrison Arns, and we have Dean and Tracy, and it looks like we just lost Dean on the StreamYard, so you can hear him, but we'll get that figured out. Don't you worry. It looks like the computer is taking a little bit of breather. So if you're watching the stream, don't worry. Dean is still here. We'll get him back on here
I'm here.
in a bit. But over the break, we're hearing about some projects, and Tracy, I believe there's a keychain. You caught my curiosity. That was a little difficult to put together.
Yes, it was this beaded keychain that for veterans, I believe, and it was we got it done, but it did take some YouTube watching, some creativity. But my teammate loves to do those projects, and then you have something to kind of distract you. That's the nice thing about the games and the crafts, that it kind of, then you're not just sitting there looking at each other. What are we going to talk about? You're doing something. It's just like our own children. You're doing something with them, and then the conversations go along a little easier.
Absolutely. Do you ever have any projects that your mentees love to do?
Not as many as Tracy. I had one teammate who was
a little
more artsy and crafty.
And so when he was in middle
school,
we did some.
We did some, but
my current teammate
not so much.
I find that
the older the kids get, the less they like to do that. They like to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So then, what's currently your current mentee? What do you guys? Obviously, you guys get paired together. So what do you guys enjoy doing right now?
Well, right
now we mostly just talk and play whatever game is available in the library. We used to love playing basketball,
and we got
matched up when he was in third grade. So and that's what he's loved to do more than anything else, pretty much. And
so we would always
play basketball, pretty much.
And then when the
pandemic hit,
that was hard. And Audrey will tell you that I think a lot of kids just weren't themselves doing a Zoom meeting the same as in person, and it really did kind of affect his personality. He just wasn't himself. So it's great. It's great for that to be behind us and be able to meet in person now for some
time. I'm glad you brought that up, because I think I mean we move on so fast. We move on normal again, and we kind of. But I was luckily out of high school time, but like I can't imagine missing my senior year prom or senior year football, just all that stuff out the door. And then you'll just look across the board, like how kids are doing in school, how they're doing socially. That COVID year, it's all kind of down. It's very important to have these mentors. These kids. I mean, they had to go through something that no one else probably that they know growing up. Unless we have something crazy like COVID happened again.
Yeah.
Knock on the wood in the office.
So since we're kind of on the subject, I mean, how did you guys handle that? And
Oh my God.
Had to chaos, just like everyone else.
Yeah, I think I aged many years. So pandemic happened. Kids went to spring break. They never came back. we had mentors
We
that
had mentors that
for good reason. I was
the same way with my mentee. Like, what's happening with them? How can I get a message to them?
And so
our team, like the teammates team, is
awesome. We have great
awesome.
mentors. We have great volunteers.
We have great volunteers, and our staff
really cares for
just
kids.
really
So
cares
we
for
do what we
kids.
got to
And so
do.
we do what we got to do,
make it
and
happen.
we make it happen. And so we put together
a crazy
Zoom schedule
for mentees
that wanted to Zoom. We were doing
the following year. Where some students,
I'm trying to remember, some students were remote, some weren't.
We were doing like
200 Zooms.
Like it was insane.
It was insane.
But it's so worth it
when the mentors and mentees
together.
together.
Even when it's
sometimes
painful,
or we're having to call home and get students on every week, or
whatever the
situation might be. It was
hard.
It was hard to do.
But then it was
so
so
worth it
when
the mentee saw their mentor, and it was like,
okay, some normalcy.
Person that I know
that
I know how to connect with
is here for
me.
This is the consistency I needed.
And so
we also still do Zoom meetings. It's opened up a new avenue for us. So like if a mentor is a snowbird and they go to Arizona for a few months, we can keep them together on Zoom with their mentee, whereas before it was just a pause in their relationship. So Zoom has actually helped us a lot in that respect. Like we've learned so much from it. But I think kids and mentors are happy back in school and meeting.
Yeah, I can imagine. And I imagine it's awesome for the kids too, because I mean, like I said, luckily I wasn't in high school at the time, but I mean, as a kid, I remember I like to talk. And if I was at home all day, I don't know if my parents would want to hear that all the time. So it'd be great to have a mentor to talk to. Someone to kind of talk to. So Trixie, go ahead, Audrey.
Sorry to interrupt you. If you think about it, a lot of parents were still going to work. Just because school shut down.
Businesses
shut down,
and so there was a lot of kids that were home with just siblings.
I think that were home with just siblings, taking care of their siblings.
So their role as a child
completely shifted in that time.
And so I think
sometimes for mentors,
it's
nice to be able to come
show
and
student
like
this is your hour
that you get to be a kid. You get to talk about whatever you want. You don't have to wear the weight of the world and everything going on that you're responsible for.
This is your time, and so I think
I think that's a big and missing during COVID.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just weird to think. It feels like it was so far back there, but like even last year we're still a little bit on edge about it. So Tracy, I want to ask you, do you remember that time, you know, with your mentee at the time and your mentee at the time, that entire situation?
Honestly, as a former classroom teacher at that time, it was just a blur. I don't remember. It's sad to say, I don't remember at all if we met or anything. I was just, that was just intense because at Southwest we had a semester, so we were meeting students for the first time, and so.
That time when you had to do both, in person, and
so you
had both of those in the same classroom. That was
when we went back,
the AB days.
Yeah, the AB days.
Oh man.
So I'm sorry. I think I blocked part of that experience.
Rightly so.
There was a deep appreciation for teachers, because I think everyone saw what was happening, and everyone was like, "That job looks impossible." It was hard to see like how any teacher was going to have just a totally healthy mind for all that. The amount of hours you guys were having to put in was insane, and that's why it's great to have things like teammates, because again, like you got to help the kids out any way you can, especially in a situation like that. That's just. I don't think it was great to have kids not be able to socialize like that. It was just tough for a lot of them. So kind of moving off that, that was a little more sorrow subject. Why don't we kind of dive into Dean and Tracy? Do you have any just really great memories that you were hanging out with your mentee, and maybe you learned something about them, or you learned something about yourself in an event you guys were doing? You guys got a lot under the belt.
I think
some of the
times
I
remember the most teammates
every
early in the year, either January or February, they have a dinner, a recognition dinner and whatnot. And with one of my teammates in particular, we got to attend that that dinner several times, and it was a really great experience. Every time the speaker was always good, and food was great. And he was a good eater. He was a good eater. It was always a lot of fun.
Yeah, those are memorable times. Just meeting teammates that I had met prior other than those meals. They were memorable. Something I remember is one of my teammates. She was of mixed race, and so it was very interesting to hear. One parent was Hispanic, and one parent was African American, and to learn some of the different cultural things from her life and how the family interacted and that sort of thing. And sadly, I didn't get to stay her teammate very long and she changed schools, and because of being a classroom teacher, I couldn't move with her to her next school, and it was just like, but that was really profound, the things that she went through culturally because of having such diverse backgrounds. And so that was something that I learned a lot, because I didn't know some of those things, especially about the Hispanic culture. And so that was
Absolutely. Yeah, I hear that a lot,
especially from the mentors.
They go into this thing, be the supporter for this kid, and I walk away. And I learned a lot about myself in 5 years. I wasn't expecting to kind of grow myself in that process. So what about you, Dean? Have you found yourself things that you have learned about yourself that you maybe didn't anticipate?
I think one of the things you learn is that hopefully you learn how to be a better listener. But it is definitely true that sometimes you don't know for sure what kind of an impact you're having at the time. But something might happen down the road, or you might hear something that a little light bulb goes off and say, "Oh, yeah, maybe I did help." It's just one of those things. But also just to hit on the point, Audrey said early on, people thinking about becoming teammates. You don't need any special skills to be a teammate. You just need to want to help and be willing to try and be supportive. And that's really all it takes. And so 9 times out of 10, you come back from your session feeling better than you did before you went in.
Yeah, I heard that a lot. With connections teammates has with businesses. These businesses, they love their employees having a teammate because they come back to work and they're drained and they come back more productive. So I'll kind of ask you, Audrey, when you're looking for these mentors, what is kind of that beginning of what you're teaching them? And then when you let them go, you see them kind of even happy through the process of becoming a mentor.
Well, I think when people first sign up, they have a lot of the jitters. They have a lot of the nerves. Like, I hope the student likes me. I hope I can make an impact. We hear those things. We hear those things basically from everyone that comes through training. And then they realize when they meet their student that every student is different. The training is large and 3 hours long because we want to prepare you for every scenario. But you don't use every scenario when you're with your student. So once you meet your student and they become your mentee and you just meet with them week after week, it just becomes easier. It's almost like you let yourself have more fun with it because the anxiety has gone away, the nerves have gone away. I go to schools a lot, and I see mentors walking out like laughing, or them and their mentee playing a really competitive game of Monopoly or whatever it might be. But there's always a lot of smiles, which is fun.
And then what are you looking for time commitment wise? If we got any listeners that are really on the fence right now, what do they need to know? Is there a certain time period you have to do it from, and within that time period, is there certain hours you have to meet?
Yeah, good question. So we only meet during the school year.
We do
We have optional summer meetings if people are interested, but it's definitely optional.
So you're meeting during the school year.
We
ask
for once a week
meeting
meeting for one class period.
So that's
anywhere between 30 and 50
minutes.
minutes.
More so 30 minutes at the elementary level.
But then up in high school, I think people
up to an hour sometimes.
Up to an hour
and that's
sometimes.
really cool. And
And
it's just
that's
once a
really cool.
week.
And it's just once a week.
The magic number is 24 times in a school
and
year.
there's 36 weeks
in a school year.
So
we're only
asking for 24 times.
That's
12
weeks
that you might miss
because you're ill,
because you're on vacation,
because you need a mental health week.
I get it.
You don't have to be there
every week.
We have
We
mentors
have
that
mentors that
are
are
there
there
every
every
week.
week. They don't miss a week.
They make it
work in their schedule.
I think
Another big question that people have is
okay. Well, if I meet always Thursday, my mentee's third period. What if a Thursday comes up?
What if a Thursday comes
or I have a work
snow day,
meeting,
or I have a work
how can
meeting? Like how
my
can
work
I?
meetings get
My
really
work
busy.
meetings
You
get
can
really
always
busy.
move
You
your
can
day.
always move your day.
That's absolutely no
That's
problem.
absolutely
A lot
no
of
problem. A
schools
lot
will
of schools will even let you move
class period.
Like they're very flexible. They just want you to come.
So
That's
the biggest thing.
It's not super structured. Everyone
fit it in their schedule.
That's great. That's gonna be my follow-up. The school's pretty flexible working with you guys as well. You kind of answered it right there. I mean, they'll let you, move a day, even move a class period around, and they'll find ways to make it work for you because I think the school system kind of believes in exactly what you guys are doing too, and they see the benefits of those kids that they just want someone to listen to. Sometimes, as much as they love their parents, I was a kid once. I didn't want to talk to my mom and dad about that. With that being said, though, we do got to go to break. We got one more segment left of the Teammates Mentoring Hour. I'm Harrison Arounds running the board. We got Gillis, Tracy, and Dean Way, as well as Audrey as well. We'll be back right after this break on 93.7 The Ticket.
Don't go anywhere. More of the Teammates Mentoring Hour is minutes away on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and mission? Did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Come see the state's largest display of John Deere equipment at Acres Ag and Turf Expo. Acres Ag professionals and suppliers will be on hand to discuss techniques from tillage and planting to application and harvest. Also, don't miss the full lineup of John Deere mowers and compact tractors. Join us at the Lincoln Lancaster Event Center March 8th. Go to acres.com to request your free
but
ticket
she would
today.
ride the bus and walk 5 blocks to get to the.
A new year means new goals and upgrading, but that doesn't only apply to health and fitness. Mullen Motors can get you into a new vehicle run. 2023 start off the right way. They cleared off their 2022 inventory and have tons of new vehicles to choose from to make sure you get to where you need to be this year. Out with the old and in with the new.
There were
Stop
definitely
by
days that
Mullen
she did
Motors
not
today.
show up. I will say
North of
that.
48th and Lake.
But I just couldn't believe the days that she did show up.
McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket is your place for Lincoln English Premier League soccer. Man City had a huge midweek win against Arsenal to draw closer in the standings, but Arsenal bounced back quickly with a 4-2 win over Aston Villa. And Man City had a surprising 1-1 draw with Nottingham Forest. Man United shut out Leicester City 3-0 to keep place at third in the standings. Arsenal hosts Leicester City this weekend, and you can catch all the EPL matches at McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket at 8 p.m.
Right. So hard. I know. I honestly
like when they're
the answer
probably won't surprise
you.
Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
Motivated to go to school.
Uncomfortable.
You're really
That's
not
when I jump.
motivated when you think about
Mark, you get a new car.
walking.
Just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail.
Several blocks
Joe and
to
staff
catch a
made the
bus to
outside
get off.
and the inside
You know,
look
like,
amazing. Maybe
it's
you guys
hard.
need to go. Okay,
Hard.
white guy. Book your appointment today at NebraskaAutoDetail.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B
my brother
drivers.
didn't have me.
Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a
Very
job,
active.
but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health,
her
vision,
life
and
and
dental insurance,
make sure she gets there
401k
every
with company
day,
match,
on
an
time, picks
employee
her up from
assistance
school.
program,
It's
and
really
other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at
Grades.
Gaina Trucking.
And I
Learn
just
more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
You look at their Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings.
Yeah.
Some people in sales, travel support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth and
Yeah.
technology.
Yeah, something
Career
I
and
wanna-
internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at
impact, like maybe my
sandhills.jobs.
student could have better opportunities.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential
think about
to
where you're meant to be
agricultural
when you
storage,
value.
steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive,
Because I
and
think about my
versatile.
mentee, the one who
Plus,
doesn't
they're a
quite kind of-
lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or
Give
fencing,
yourself those
give
little
MWR a
things
call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Do what you can.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association station.
Hey guys, this is Lindsay Teal from Nebraska Golf Team. Imagine golfing the best courses in the world. St. Andrews, Pebble Beach, Southern Hills, the best of the best. You can play those courses and more without ever leaving the city of Lincoln at Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle has the city's best golf simulators, 5 high-quality bays that track ball speed, launch angle, club speed, spin rate, and more to give you the most accurate gameplay. Check it out for yourself year-round. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West Main Street.
This is the Teammates Mentoring Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticket.com.
That's so cool. That's super cool.
All right, welcome into Teammates Mentoring Hour. This is the last segment. Like I said, we're only going all the way up until 7 o'clock. So last time during the conversation, start our game and text line 402-464-5685. And again, if you want to put your face to the voice, start at Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You can watch it all there as well. Over the break, we're kind of talking about the impact. You know, sometimes the mentors, they wonder, am I making impact on this kid? You know, and they maybe think, is there someone better out there? As Audrey was saying, it often shows up a little later than you think. But oftentimes, it makes the impact. And, you know, you might just not hear about it, but you're going to see it potentially. So, Audrey, mentees that are maybe feeling that way, or mentors, excuse me, you know, what's kind of that bit of advice to just keep going, just keep having that consistency?
Yeah.
Like
Like you said, students don't sit across from a table and look at their mentors and go, "You really made an impact." It's like I don't think I do that as an adult. And that's things that we should do more often. But besides the point. So we don't always know that we're making an impact. But something I always tell mentors is think about what it might look like if you weren't there. Would they have as much hope? Would they be getting to school as much? Would they still be in school? Would they have dropped out now? So just think about those impacts that you are having. Little ones that you think aren't as big of an impact are a really big deal to your
Yeah, and like you said, it's you know, you're also looking at the teachers and everyone else. It's like it's not you there to save that kid's life. There's a lot of people, and you just hope that kid has a lot of mentors. But you can imagine taking one mentor away wouldn't make much sense. So
and so teammates, we are a developmental program, so we know that every student has strengths, every student has tons of value, they don't always see their potential. And so that's what mentors are there to do, is to help us students see their potential.
They're all great kids.
They're all
They
great
just
kids. They
need
just
help seeing what
need
that
help
future
seeing
could
what that
look like
future could look
sometimes.
like sometimes.
But it's not all on the
But it's not all on
teammate
the
to do it. You're
teammate
not
to do
there
it.
to
You're
make
not
sure they're
there to
coming
make
to
sure they're
school,
coming to school, to make sure they're getting A's. That's why you have teachers.
You're not there to
You're
make
not
sure
there to
they're
make sure
not
they're not
fighting with their peers. That's why you have
That's why you have
administrators. So
administrators.
there's
So
people in their
there's
life
people in
that
their
are
life that are
helping
helping
do
do
these things. You
these
just
things.
get
You
to be
just
that
get
constant
to
person
be that
showing up,
constant
listening,
person
having
showing
that
up,
relationship,
listening,
and
having
that
that relationship,
makes
and
a
that
huge impact.
makes a huge
Yeah, and
impact.
speaking of impacts, I mean, over the breakout, talking with Dean, I was actually able to go see one of his mentees, graduation, going to high school. And what was just kind of that experience? Like, obviously, you're not standing in there saying, I did that. But at the same time, you feel great watching that mentee graduate, complete his goal of getting through high school.
Oh yeah, it was a
really great experience, and his
parents were there.
His parents were there, both, and
his
the rest of his
family,
family, and
they called me
down afterwards. And I gotta just say way to go, and
it was neat.
It was neat.
Oh, he was very happy.
He was very happy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome to hear. And I do want to ask this to you, Audrey, as well. When it comes to teammates, do you see a lot of mentors and mentees? Because once they graduate, you're no longer catering that service for them, but you're not necessarily telling them, hey, you stop either. Do you see that relationship continue frequently after teammates?
Oh yeah, I mean, I talk to mentors who are like, yeah, I'm still in touch with my mentee. She's 32 years old now, and like, I just went to my mentee's baby shower, and my mentee, she's a junior, and talk a lot about when she graduates. We're gonna have Friday night movie nights because she tells me about these movies all the time, and I'm like, oh, I just want to be able to watch them with her,
So we're gonna do that.
So we're gonna do that.
We hear that
all the time.
The relationship
doesn't end. The
official just paperwork
official
relationship.
paperwork relationship.
But your lifelong friends, and actually,
but your lifelong friends, and actually, when you graduate, then you can go
public. You can have each
out in
other's phone
public.
numbers
You can have
and
each other's phone numbers and text to get together, go see a movie,
go run
go
a marathon. I
run a
don't know.
marathon.
Whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to do.
But yeah, the relationship continues.
Yeah, the
for
relationship
many
continues for many.
That's awesome to hear. And all the more reason that if you're interested, you should really visit LincolnTeammates.org. Again, you might find something, growth out of yourself that you're not necessarily going there for. So to kind of wrap up here, how I like to end this show, if we have any listeners out there that they're really starting to think about it, thinking they can have an impact, even if it's a small impact, what would be that elevator pitch to kind of get them to commit?
Who one of you want to go first?
Yeah, we can go around the room in any sort of fashion.
It's 1 hour a week.
1 hour a week. What do you have to lose?
Easy enough.
I think it's just like people are always, they talk about loneliness and it being such a problem today that we're not having enough face-to-face interaction, and just like you can make a difference in a child's life, and you get something out of it too. And why not? It's so easy.
Yeah, I like that face-to-face connection too. Sometimes iPhones will show you these iPhones. They'll show you sometimes I'll look at it, I'll cringe looking at it, and like, I could use some more face-to-face instead of just texting or calling all the time. So Audrey, I'm kind of wrapped up here. You got someone on the fence. You really wanted to do teammates. Really wanted to do teammates. Perfect mentee that'd be a great fit. What are you trying to solve?
There is probably a perfect mentee for them.
There probably
is. We have 70 schools that we serve. There's going to be a mentee for you.
My pitch is
just stop making excuses.
Dean kind of
cut through some of those excuses earlier, but
it's true.
Don't let fear
keep you from stopping to do something that's really going to impact your life
and another person's life. And it doesn't stop there. That person, another person, and it's that ripple effect that really leads to community transformation.
Absolutely. So you heard it there. Like she said, if you kind of create a web of positive influence when you do teammates, you never know how far you're going to reach out. So it's very important. And again, if you're really interested, really just go to LincolnTeammates.org. You can read about it, get more information. But this is it for the show. I appreciate Dean and Tracy and Audrey for coming down here today. If you're driving, drive safe. Might still be a little slick out there. Appreciate you guys listening. This has been the Teammates Mentoring Hour on ticketfm.com. Definitely be sure to check out the podcast as well, and have a great rest of your Wednesday night.
right, it's good.